Is Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul a scripted fight? Is this even real? A lot of people are curious about it. And let me tell you, I believe it's going to be a real fight. And let me tell you why. I don't think that Mike Tyson knows how to script a fight. I don't know if, psychologically he's able to say, all right, let's just get in there. I'm not going to throw anything too hard. I'll take some steam off my shots. I don't know if Mike Tyson knows how to do that, to be honest with you. Even in the Roy Jones fight, I saw Mike Tyson. He looked old, and obviously, you can't expect this guy to be in the same shape as he was in his prime. It's just not going to happen. But when it comes to, the shots he was throwing, they had bad intention behind them. So I'm curious to see, as well as you guys are, just as much as you guys are, is this going to be a scripted fight? If I had to guess, I'm going to say no, because ultimately I think people are going to bet on this fight. Ultimately, there's a lot of eyes on Jake Paul. He has to do something special to get the attention of a lot of, other younger fans and people that would invest in his boxing career. I think that it'll be obvious to any real boxing fan or anybody who actually watches combat sports whether or not this is scripted or not, within the first round. If they're actually throwing shots, they're setting traps and stuff like that, then we'll actually know if Mike Tyson is really fighting, if Jake Paul's really fighting to the best of their abilities. There's only one way to tell. We'll see on Saturday night. It'll be on Netflix. We got the Serrano and Katie Taylor fight. If you guys don't know who that is and you're only clicking on this video for Jake Paul, make sure you guys watch that, because it's going to be an interesting fight between the girls. They're both great fighters, and it really is going to be a great fight, because the first one was a great fight. So back to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Let's talk a little bit about what this fight means. And in my opinion, it doesn't really change anything for me. The worst case scenario for Mike Tyson is that he gets knocked out by a guy that was a Disney star, he was a YouTuber. But does that tarnish his legacy? I would say no, it doesn't, because ultimately this is a 60-year-old versus, a kid that's 20-something. So how can I expect Mike Tyson to even, have the energy, the stamina, the work rate, the same kind of work ethic throughout the training camp as a kid that has been dedicating his whole life to it for the past 5 or 6 years, whatever, how long Jake Paul's been doing this. But ultimately, Jake fought Tommy Fury, and one judge had him winning the fight. So ultimately, that tells me, no matter what people say, he's a boxer. To what extent he'll be a threat or on a pound-for-pound list, I can't sit here and lie to you guys and tell you guys I think Jake Paul is going to be a pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world. Could he win a world title? Yeah, because, cruiserweight or wherever Jake Paul is fighting, there's not a lot of competition there. And honestly, Jake could be so popular to the point where he might just find himself at a title fight just because of his name. And that's just the crazy reality of the sport of boxing. But if Jake wins, it doesn't make me think any more of him. It doesn't make me think any less of him, because this isn't really Mike Tyson. This isn't Iron Mike Tyson anymore. This is, very agile, very happy, and, different outlook on life Mike Tyson. Much more serene and calm, as opposed to when he was a lot younger and reporters were honestly scared to interview the guy because he was so intense. Now he's definitely still an intense guy. That's why I'm saying I don't know if he knows how to take it easy, but it's definitely a different mindset. And when you're in a different mindset, that does translate into, your actual fighting ability and what you do to your opponent. So I don't know if I can, really pick a winner. I can really make cases for both of them. Mike Tyson's very old. Jake Paul could have some success. I'd be very shocked if Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson. I think that's the most unlikely outcome, but that would be the craziest outcome. But second, Mike Tyson knocks out Jake Paul. I think that it's a very possible outcome, but at the same time, Mike Tyson's old, that the last thing to leave a guy is his power. Even Roy Jones talked about the fight that he had with Mike Tyson. Even though it was an exhibition, he was like, this guy's not throwing, soft shots. He's really trying to hurt me. So I really got to, make it difficult. And even Roy Jones said it was pretty difficult to hit Mike Tyson because he still has that awkward movement, but it's not, obviously him in his prime. So you can't take too much from what Roy Jones is saying, because ultimately, that's not the best version of him. That's not him when he was 20, 30 years old, where he was really hurting everybody. His amateur days, where he was literally laying guys, flatlining them on the ground. They weren't moving. It's not going to be that same version. But if Jake gets a little bit too comfortable and gets caught by something with, you know, the power that Mike Tyson has, there's a decent possibility that he gets knocked out. But I could also see this being a very, you know, ugly and boring fight as well. I could see this being that kind of fight where there's a lot of clinching, there's a lot of holding, a lot of, you know, the ref having to break the fighters apart, and, you know, both guys getting gassed because these guys aren't really in shape. Jake Paul, even though he's training, you know, I've seen the pictures of him in his training camp, he's looking a little bit overweight, and as he is, as you would expect him to be, but, you know, just the fact that they're both, you know, overweight, even though they could be considered fit as well to the standard of a boxer, neither of these guys are going to be in, you know, great conditioning shape, great fighting shape, and I think that is going to make the fight a little bit ugly and a little bit hard to watch, maybe even a little bit boring, but, you know, we'll all be watching the spectacle that is Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson on Saturday night. But let me know in the comments who you guys got, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, and what do you think is going to happen in the fight. But thank you guys for watching today's video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. That's going to do it for another Naz Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.